A major investment to help push forward food-based redevelopment efforts in Youngstown, marking the completion of another step toward the revitalization of a local neighborhood. And a big weekend to kick off the holidays in this week's After Hours Report. I'm Stacia Erdis, and this is the Daily Buzz for Thursday, November 29th, 2012.
Today's Business Journal Daily Buzz is brought to you by First Place Bank.
A huge investment from the federal government in the Youngstown Neighborhood Development Corporation. The Healthy Food Financing Initiative has awarded a nearly $789,000 grant to the YNDC to help build on the momentum of the Iron Roots Urban Farm. The grant was announced at the Commonwealth Kitchen Incubator on Elm Street, which will provide the necessary infrastructure for entrepreneurs and business development assistance.
But this award, we believe, is a game changer for our food-based entrepreneurial system and community and economic development system in Youngstown. I mean, it addresses so many different problems in Youngstown: vacant land, deteriorated vacant land, entrepreneurship and economic development, job creation, healthy food and healthy eating, poverty. It's really an inclusive program that we really believe that we are rebuilding what I call the ecosystem of community and economic development in Youngstown by tying everything together. Roughly 50% of it will be directed to the Iron Roots Urban Farm, which will encompass the total renovation of the 3,000 square foot structure on the property into community and training space, classroom space, and we're going to also build a small roughly 1,200 square foot kitchen that will be a production center and food demonstration kitchen.
Obviously, having to work from home through a domestic kitchen, there's a fair few limitations. Whereas when the incubator kitchen is open, it's going to provide us all with whatever we're cooking, that the means by which we can actually produce it in a certified environment, which means then that obviously we can then market our products outside, not just to the farmers market, but we can also go to local retailers.
The Strategic Neighborhood Transformation, as it's called, will hire, train, and create entrepreneurship opportunities for low-income residents while building and expanding healthy food infrastructure and serve as a catalyst for the green redevelopment of Youngstown. The grant will help with market gardener training, community outreach, and education. More downtown development with the ceremony marking the completion for a new water and sewer project along Walnut Street. Wick neighbors say it's the next step of the Wick District Smoky Hollow development project.
It opens the door for bite-sized development, individual parcels that can be fitting and also appropriately configured for mixed-use development, for residential development, for some retail development. And it does this in a neighborhood that's immediately adjacent to the university campus and the Wick Avenue corridor. And it's all a part of Center City redevelopment in the city of Youngstown. It's a great day for the city.
The group provided the required non-federal monetary match for the project, with $665,000 in grant money coming from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, a $550,000 grant from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and $250,000 from the city of Youngstown. Wick neighbors are focusing on the revitalization of a livable, walkable, mixed-use neighborhood in the heart of Youngstown. A slight improvement in the number of foreclosures in the area. The foreclosure rate came in at 4.5% in the Youngstown-Warren Boardman metro area for September, down slightly from the same time last year and down from August. However, local foreclosure activity is still higher than the state and national rate, both at about 3.3%. The number of mortgage payments past due edged up slightly in September to 8.3%. The economy grew faster than initially thought in the third quarter. GDP expanded at a 2.7% annual rate. However, the momentum is expected to be lost in the fourth quarter by fears of the so-called fiscal cliff. The number of Americans filing new unemployment claims dropped again last week by 23,000 to a seasonally adjusted 393,000. The four-week average increased 7,500, though, to 405,250, due in large part to Hurricane Sandy. Gulfport Energy strikes gold again in Belmont County. Gulfport says its Sugar 112H well has proven to be the best performing well in the Utica Shale in all of Ohio. It tested an average of 28.5 million cubic feet of natural gas, 300 barrels of oil, and 2,900 barrels of natural gas liquids a day. That amounts to a combined oil equivalent of 7,482 barrels of oil a day. The announcement sent Gulfport stock up 16% to $36.85, a 52-week high. In September, another well drilled next to this one was the #1 well. We recently talked with Gulfport CEO Jim Palm.
But I think we did a lot of science that helped us figure out how we ought to go frack the wells. I guess our guys did things the right way because we've had some real nice completions, starting off with the Wagner well that started in Harrison County and TD'd in Belmont County, and we made 17 million a day off of that well, along with 432 barrels of oil and a total BOE per day of 4,650 barrels. So it was a nice start on the project up there, and we've continued to make some good wells.
You can hear more from Palm in the 3 Minutes With interview and read more in Dan O'Brien's story on our website. General Motors has unveiled its latest global research center in China. It wants to take advantage of the country's vast supply of engineering graduates to drive development of a new generation of electric vehicles. The new facilities in Shanghai, called the GM China Advanced Technical Center, is expected to play a critical role in GM's global research and development. Steel imports declined in October. The U.S. imported 2.5 million net tons of steel last month, down 2%. Finished steel imports came in at 2 million net tons, up 3%. Year to date, the American Iron and Steel Institute reports finished steel imports are up 18% compared to the same period in 2011. If your company is looking to start exporting products overseas, there are several government programs available to help. At an event sponsored by the Columbiana County Port Authority in Salem, businesses learned about the Global Trade Group, a division of Neotech developed to help small businesses break into foreign markets.
The main gist of the program is to encourage companies to manufacture in the U.S. So by bringing products and not having to pay the duties on those products and incorporating those products into products that are manufactured in the U.S., they're able to then lower their costs in such a way that they can justify bringing activities back to the U.S., create the jobs that come with it, and obviously source more products within the U.S. that otherwise would have been purchased or imported from other countries.
Meet with the company one-on-one, and we help them with the documentation and compliance regulations, help them with the learning curve of understanding the shipping and logistics of their products.
We have 3 foreign trade zones in Columbiana County. An example of a benefit, a company called Simbar has located in the county. They bring in a product called Bayrite. Bayrite has about $1 per ton import duty that's eliminated if you process it in a foreign trade zone. They're starting out at 50,000 tons. They may be up to 2 million tons in a year or two. That's a $2 million savings right off the bat for them.
Ohio exports about $42 billion each year, having rebounded to nearly pre-recession levels. Many businesses head to trade shows to get the word out about their companies, and Innovation Exhibits in Boardman is often whom they turn to. The 19-year-old company held a holiday open house on McClurg Road to show off their new products. President Stephen Gable says his business is up 20% from last year when demand was way down and fewer companies were attending shows. He says customers are looking at smaller trade show displays.
There's not a lot of new builds. They're refurbishing, new graphics, new messaging. And renting and leasing is also, quite popular now.
We go to shows, by the time we get there, the booth is up, everything's organized, lights are on. When the show's over, everything's disassembled, sent back to their shop. They look at everything, they make sure everything's workable, not broken. If it is, they fix it. They take care of everything.
Innovation Exhibits, which also has a location in Oakdale, PA, offers pop-up displays featuring full fabric graphics and displays using a high-definition dye sublimation process to imprint graphics on fabric. Also, LED lighting, TV screens, and iPads. And the Daily Buzz continues after this with a holiday parade and the annual shopping trip to the Butler in this week's After Hours report.
The Butler Institute, the first museum of American art with over 20,000 individual works. The Butler is known worldwide as America's museum.
The Builders represent the area's best choice for skilled construction manpower in the region. Skilled professionals, productive results. Contact the Builders today.
Coming December 18th, 25 on the 35 Extra Edition. Salute young professionals in the Keepsake publication. Call 330-744-5023 for more information.
Coming in the mid-December edition of the Business Journal, focus reports on drilling down Marcellus and Utica Shale and the Accounting Roundtable. Call 744-5023 to reserve your space.
First Place Bank understands the unique challenges of our local marketplace and can help your business benefit. Let our commercial bankers provide solutions that will contribute to your continued success.
Downtown lights up this weekend with a holiday parade and Santa Claus, and another option for holiday shopping at the Butler. Tony Marr has it all in this week's After Hours Report.
Today we are coming to you from the Butler's Gift Shop, and I am joined by Lou Zona. Now, Lou, why are we in the gift shop today?
Well, we're actually celebrating the fact that this weekend we are going to be opening our 42nd annual Holiday Craft Show. Now, this is every year, the first weekend in December, we take down all the paintings in the Butler collection and convert the building into a craft bazaar, you might say. There will be 100 vendors, craftspeople who do unique things from jewelry to fabric designs, you name it, it's here. And it's a way of kicking off the holiday season in Youngstown, and it's a way of helping the Butler Institute.
I must admit, it was a little strange walking in here and no artwork on the walls at all.
Right, every painting in the Butler collection, every work that's hanging has got to go into storage so that the vendors will have wall space to show their works. In the end, it's all important for the survival of the Butler Institute. Again, it's a way of helping the Butler. It's a way of buying some nice presents, unique presents for your family and friends, and just a really nice time.
It's only $5, but a lot of that cost goes to helping support the education programs and just free admission to the Butler.
That's right. We have a very active education program at the Butler Institute, which reaches into the schools. And as you know, a lot of art programs have been cut back in recent years. And the Butler provides a wonderful service for the school districts. And do we do it at no cost? Well, there is a cost, but we absorb it thanks to the generosity of our community and in events like the craft show.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lou. I appreciate it. Make sure you make your way out to the Butler this weekend for the 42nd Annual Fine Arts and Crafts Show. And now here's what else is happening on this week's After Hours Report. Start the holiday season this Friday night at the James E. Winter Arts and Cultural Center in Sharon with It's a Wonderful Life, a live radio play. Valley artist Braille take over the Lemon Grove with Knowledge Dropout and Underground Pete this Friday at 10. The Main Street Theater in Columbiana presents a Charles Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol, starting this Friday at 8 o'clock. Opera Western Reserve continue their season with The Barber of Seville Friday night at 7:30 at Stambaugh. The Victorian Players return this holiday season with In the Spirit of Christmas every weekend from November 30th through December 9th. On Saturday, Youngstown officially kicks off the holiday season with a parade, festival, and tree lighting at 1 o'clock in downtown Youngstown. Join the Youngstown Symphony as they present Home for the Holidays as part of their pop series, featuring guitarist Phil Kagi and Natalie Sprouse this Saturday at the Dior at 8 o'clock. Mastro Pietro Winery welcomes back Jim Golan this Saturday from 7 to 10. And finally, on Sunday, the Packer Band brings you their holiday concert with a special appearance by Santa Claus starting at 2 o'clock. For the Business Journal Daily Buzz After Hours Report, I'm Tony Marr.
Today's Business Journal Daily Buzz After Hours Report is brought to you by the Butler Institute of American Art.
And that is the Daily Buzz for this Thursday. I'm Stacia Erdis. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Today's Business Journal Daily Buzz is brought to you by First Place Bank.
Get your share of shale energy business with ShaleLink. Show off your company with a free profile in the Supplier Showcase on ShaleLink.com.